Hello all, Yojo of course, and today I will be addressing Shreveport and Bossier, Louisiana, about what I put as high standards with low morals, inactivity and exclusiveness, and lack of free activities. When I say high standards with low morals, I'm not just talking about how people want you to have all these credentials and they don't want to pay you anything. I'm also talking about the general society of the Twin Cities in which I live in. I'm on the Shreveport side, of course, so I'm going to be talking more about them, but, we're pretty much the same people. It's just that people are so, in human nature, as I've observed it, if you give people a pedestal to stand on and you show them and tell them that this is more superior than this because there are more of you than there are of them, they will hold that against you. And they will do things with the lowest moral status that they can to continue to oppress you. And I'm talking about slavery all the way up until we are now, with still having racial issues, and now we're bashing people that aren't heterosexual and non-Christian, because this is like a predominantly Christian country. This is a predominantly Christian state. This is a predominantly Christian city that I'm living in, with all these churches everywhere and no love in them, because they're pretty much taking their human nature of being superior and combining it with everything that the Bible says about hate. And that's just really sad and wrong to me. But we're talking about something else. Well, actually, it's the same thing. And the inactivity of the place, I don't know what our... Of course, you can never exactly pinpoint the population because there are always people being born and dying. But in land mass, as I've already mentioned in previous videos or audio takes, we are the third or fourth largest city in Louisiana, and yet we pretty much have nothing to offer people that aren't black or white and Christian. And our inclusiveness ties in with that, exclusiveness ties in with that, because it's like, if you don't know somebody or you aren't a part of this church or something like that, you still won't be able to get anything done. Regardless of your skills, what you can do, and how long you've been doing it, if you don't know somebody or you aren't a part of a certain church, you're still not going to get your just due. And our lack of free activities kind of ties in with that. It's like, it's just like people want you to have all this so you can do something for them and then not pay you for it. And then they want you to pay for everything. It's pretty much like you can't even live around here if you don't have all these things that I've already said tie into other things. And in my addressment, I'm actually going to suggest ways to fix this. First of all, stop being an anus. That's right, I said it. Stop being an anus, rectum, the whole digestive system. Stop being it. Let's be supportive of each other and try to give any random person a chance. Of course, there are people that will screw you over, but I'll tell you, from what I've experienced, your own family will screw you over before a stranger will. A stranger, you don't know anything about. They could do you right, they could do you wrong. All you can do is give them a chance and hope it comes out good in the end. So let's just try to do that. And let's be more loving and caring of each other as a general society, because, we got all these churches and that's what the Bible says. So let's try applying that instead of focusing on everything that we can use against each other. And sometimes you have to let some things go. Just because this is the granddaughter of or grandson of someone that you don't like doesn't mean that they're just like them. They have every right to be a totally different person. So just give them a chance. And give other people a chance of things that, regardless of what they've done in the past. Because I'm talking about ex-cons now. Or, people that have things on their record. Just because somebody doesn't have something on their record doesn't mean that they won't do it. It just means that they haven't thought about doing it yet, they haven't been in a position where they could do it yet, or they haven't been caught. People with stuff on their records only go so far as having been caught, but that doesn't mean that they're going to repeat the same activities. We have to focus on being able to heal people. The only thing that makes people go back to crime is people, well, depending on the crime, is people not giving them a chance to do better. And that is a really big problem. That is a bigger problem than we want to acknowledge, because one, we'd have to admit that we were wrong, and two, we'd actually have to be active on it after admitting it. And that was really a general addressment to our society. But back to Shreveport. And the inactivity for somebody being a youngster, and even old people, and anybody before, after, in between, all these people here, I don't see why we don't have any activity. I mean, all these people here in Shreveport, and all the people that we could invite here, as much as you want to talk about drawing tourism, let's have something for the tourists to do when they get here besides go to the casino and gamble. And we get some tourists. We have very lovely parks that I hardly see people picnicking on. I see a lot of people on those walkways at Clyde Fent, however, at a certain time of year, of course. And it disappoints me so, because we have so much potential that we're just wasting and squandering, and I don't know where the money is going. I don't want to know where the money is going, because I'll probably be killed if I knew where the money was going. But it's like, it's that, and then the lack of free activities. Now, I'm not saying that we don't have any free activities. I highly suggest the Highland Jazz and Blues Festival when it comes around once a year, and other things along those lines. But it's like, word hardly gets out about the Highland Festival. I guess they talk about it on the news. I don't know. I don't watch the news, but it's like, we can have that, and then there should be more things that we're able to have. Because if we have more, people will be inspired just to do more in general. And that will invite more people here. And Shreveport could really grow into something. And it'd be something productive, and it's something that we all be proud of, because we all work to achieve this thing. And it starts just with being inclusive, just having a caring for other people, and just being kind to people. If we can get a good reputation out there that we are loving, caring, kind, and we have all these things for you to do that you don't have to hunt for, they're publicly known. You walk up to any random person, they're going to it too. You could easily get directions to it and stuff like that. Then that in itself, it works in a cycle. We just help each other. And I guess that just turned into a rant. But that's what I'd say about that. And Shreveport, you gotta know, as much as I hate you, I love you. Because I know that it could be worse somewhere else. And I'm not one of those people that just think it's so easy to just hop, skip, and jump over to Dallas. Because one, I don't really like Texas. And I don't see any good coming out of Texas. We got George Bush and Rick Perry. There's no good coming out of Texas. We have much more good coming out of here than we do there. But it's like, the good that comes out of it doesn't get well known. So I want more good to come out of it, and I want it to be more well known when more good comes out of it. I have faith in you, Shreveport. You just don't understand. It just frustrates me, because I see the potential and I have the faith, and it's like nobody wants to do anything to it and with it. So I'm going to do something to and with it. I'm going to do what little that I can do. But it's up to everybody as a collective society to work together to do it. You got to work together. You got to be somewhat in somebody else's business to really get your own going, is what I'm trying to say. And it shouldn't be so exclusive as to just doing with people that you know. It's not hard to just reach out and help a random stranger. It really isn't. I do it. And there are plenty of other people around here that do it. There are people all over the world that do it. It's not hard for you to do it. And, of course, you'll run to that person that's just being an anus from time to time. But you can't let that be the whole deterrent behind being just a generally good person. No matter what you believe in, no matter what your background is, everybody has the potential to be anything that they want to be. I just want to point it more in a positive direction now. But until then, Shreveport, Bossier, Louisiana, let's get it together. Love you all. Be kind to each other, and have a nice life.